All right, yins, guys. I just realized that I gotta make this damn video all over again because it did not record. But anyway, I kind of messed up in my talking anyway on it. I'll do this better. But when I figured it out, I was in this position, so I might as well start with this before the knuckle push-ups thing, and I was going to talk about the stretching in relation to it, but I'm going to show you the different ways to do knuckle push-ups first and the prerequisites all at once. But since I left off, and I was going to end the video anyway, I did the whole damn talk and realized the damn recording messed up. That happens sometimes. But anyway, I was going to start out with this. Some of the yoga people call this a crow's pose, but they use it so they can stand, and they can even stand right on their hands. See, I can do it if I go and stand on my head first and do it, which you can do, but I don't do it for that. It's kind of fun to play around with, but it's a good way to stretch this out and the only thing that matters is you're putting some weight that you can stretch this out. As long as you're putting some weight. But then you should be able to take your elbows and push. Yeah, for the reason, because you want to be able to just get down and walk on your fists. Get up like in like a horse dance, like they teach you in that martial arts, but you'd be able to get right up from it. Back down. This stretching enables that. And it kind of dovetails into the yoga purposes of it, but I like it because it's a good way to do that. You can run around in circles right where this camera is, like against this tin can planter thing with the dragonfly on it. And you can I'm starting out with this because it's one of the prerequisites. Like, some people think it don't matter, but this matters way more than knuckle push-ups than you think, the knuckle-walking. See, I'm saying this way better already than I did the video that I messed up. I messed the damn video up right as we speak, so right as I speak, I'm making all damn new video. Okay, so now we're going to get into it. You should be able to go like this, then like that. But before you even want to do these, before you collapse under pressure, I can explain in another video in the club bell techniques, which is very good for the wrists. That's why I'm able to do this so well and jump up and down. But be able to get like this and put your legs back. Just stand. And then do these too. Just stand. And eventually, if you're getting comfortable and your wrist ain't shaking, you can just... Because right on YouTube somewhere, there are people that do push-ups like this. Bend their legs here back. And then rock. And then some people will do triceps push-ups on their hands like this. You know what I mean? So I'll do it like this and like this. But when you do it like this, it starts to feel more like you're doing the triceps push-ups like this because, and you'll feel it that way too. And it don't matter. You can experiment with wider apart or closer. That's the challenge. So I see a lot of people trolling, making troll comments to other people that do knuckle push-ups. It's like, and I'm like, I tell them, it's like, I say to them, it's like, oh, why don't you get up and make a video and show us how it's done? They're cranking out. I seen one guy, it was cranking out 80. He had hair all over his back. He's damn good at what he does, but I heard the stories, either he was born with all that or else got hair on his back. He might have been taking some extra enhancers. I don't know for sure, maybe. Yeah, but anyway, I seen people cranking out 80 on their knuckles within a minute. I'm like, God damn. But then there's these people on trolls. They're like doing doing these troll comments and, oh yeah, look at that one. I saw one I made a comment on. Look at his forearms. You can tell his are crap or whatever. I'm like, well, dude, why don't you get up and make a video and do it and show us how it's done? But anyway, you can just stand. I do it both. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's because it has advantage. And I'll do a bunch of this, Then, like, after you've done, like, maybe this, you can put the entire weight, because then you're walking the legs back and forth. You just, what you're doing is you're just experiment for a while, do sessions of nothing but standing, but then start, bend your legs back and start doing some ones like this that, you know, you just rock it. But then venture into like this, but then you start walking your legs. And then like this, like this. I mean, the important thing, you be able to move the legs around too, and be able to run back and forth. I mean, you're going to feel this in your gut too, because like there's a lot of people over there too that don't think it matters, acting like, oh, don't ever. They're preaching, thou shalt not, never use these. But you could, but yeah, you got to watch if you hit any objects real hard, you can still break them, because I actually broke this one once. But losing my temper hammering at something, and I happened to hit that one, and it kind of popped, and I'm like, oh, well, but I like to use both, because I like to think of it as like when you're walking back and forth, like in my videos, like you're like some a horse or some animal with hooves, you know what I mean? And sometimes we're like cats and everything else. But then that stretch I just showed you in the beginning makes it relevant to doing it almost like the Persian style. Then your legs more together, because, you know, almost like we're cats, dogs, horses. They like to run and jump around. But venture into, you know, you go further apart. Go down like this and just stay that way and give yourself a good stretch. Do this on blocks. Like I done that in the video once that was actually on a couple of 40-pound weights I used as blocks. But farther apart, closer together. Closer together, you just got to know how to adjust your shoulders. Stay down that way, and even before you do the walking, just do some kind of thing, jump up and down, wag your shoulders around, shake your butt. Like, that's why I like to use a little bit of music, you know what I mean, too. Then start maybe doing a little bit of this. But then go wider apart and then do this. Then a little bit of this. Like I said, because it's like you have a set of hooves, too, before you do that jumping up and down. And actually, when you're doing this, you could feel this in the chest right now, big time. You do nothing but a session of this, do a session of nothing but this. Once you're able to do it, you venture into it, you're going to be feeling that shit. But then what I do sometimes with the push-ups, I'll go here, then here, but then I do a lot of like with here too, because that's why I'm able to go like this, be able to do plenty of them right, like so you can hear, here, and here. You know, those are going to get painful, so that's why I advocate starting out with sessions of nothing but standing. Like, don't even use your whole body weight, and venture into it later, like I was just saying. That but since I did this video over again, I'm going to show you there too, like be doing this. And this. But I think I covered about everything. And next video I was going to show you, I'm going to save it for the next video, but I'll tell you some of it now. If any of you guys got that far, I'll do a whole video on it again. The stuff I did not cover, I covered the stretching part with the club bell, like a lot of stretching. Like a lot of weightlifters, they use a stick and they're pulling their shoulders a different way. It's the same thing, but the reason why you're able to do this too is whether you buy a club bell from a weightlifting store or get yourself a rebar or hammers or something, that's very important for what I'm doing here too. It's just, I'm going to make a separate video on it, but you got to do a lot of that too, because remember when my stepbrothers were trying to teach me to lift weights when I was a way skinnier, wimpier kid, like high metabolism. No matter how much you eat, you cannot gain weight back in those days. You can buy those hand grips in Walmart. Trouble is, you're going like this and not like this. So things with hammers and club bells are teaching you to wrench the wrist and the arm. And like, it's harder to be able to, some people with skinnier wrists, to be able to pile extra weight on, even lighter weight, without having their hands like this and want them to be more like this. And then even when you got bigger wrists, a lot of people pile more weights on that weight bench to actually get macho, and you know when you pile so much weight, your hands are going to be getting like this. And you want, that's why I like the club bell techniques, because that's way better from your grip strength, and to be able to do this, that club bell, all those club bell techniques not only are fun, but they're for that, and you want to get in the habit of being able to grip really like well like that. But that's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. But anyway, I think I'll do a separate video on that later on and cover that. But until then, I think I'll end it right here. See you next time.